Yoru deadlock comp on split when they have a sub. Surely they try something else. No, they stick to what they know, and boy, did it work out. 13-6 victory for SAT Esports to tie the series, take us to a map 3. Marks, I'm still wrapping my head around that. That Yoru, that Darkus on the deadlock, it all looked so good.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, we're talking about Ferbsa kind of coming in here. This is the first time playing with the SAD roster. Was on the Sentinel role in the previous map, and so we're like, oh, maybe they'll stick to something a little bit more specific, you know, more meta composition, but not actually the case at all, as we saw Ferbsa kind of take that dial and turn it to 11 on that Yoru pick. Ferbsa actually playing, honestly, a lot of Duelist in previous tournaments as well, so honestly, just looking really good with the rest of this roster.
Yeah, especially too, even for a Duelist that's used to being with the team, I'm kind of worried about the Yoru here, Wyatt, because I feel like your team has to play around it. You need to be so ahead. You need to be able to catch the other team off guard. And Ferbs are really just stepping up. Like, this looked really, really coherent for the squad.
Yeah, definitely. I think he had a lot of freedom to do, you know, things that he wanted to do individually. But as far as the necessary parts of what he needed to do for their overall game plan, they just clearly put the time into explaining all of that to him and showing him what they needed to do, how he was going to rotate around on attack to get with the team and support them, and where he'd be on the setups on defense, where they would want him to use his dimensional drift, his ultimate, to run around and get information. And yeah, they just clearly put the time into going over all that with him, and all of their setups, their openings on attack, they all just looked well rehearsed and nicely thought out.
Yeah, and even when you're looking at BLIN's end, I mean, SAD have brought this composition out before to varying results, but that still doesn't quite translate to once you're in the server going up against this Yoru who is just fragging out Darkus, who's kind of kicking you behind with this deadlock. I mean, it was tough going. I mean, when Ferbs at the MVP at like 29, like, Marks, come on.
It really felt like one of those things where it's just like, oh yeah, here's another Ferbsa ult. Oh, and Ferbsa's ulting again. What round is it? Oh, Ferbsa's ulting. That's cool. And with 29 kills, just one shy away of hitting that 30, Ferbsa was getting unbelievable value, and I think we talked about it in the middle of the map as well, but that dimensional drift was so good. It allowed the team to move in so cohesively and confidently, and was getting information so frequently.
Well, I was talking to Prod, and I said if anyone dropped over 30 kills on a Yoru, that we would have to give them their own B-roll section. He was robbed. He was right there. He had the 29, so we're going to roll it anyways. But again, I cannot express enough when the SAD Esports roster, I mean, this is something, Wyatt, that has been a little tough press for the team. This is the third change that we've seen coming out from them, and things haven't really clicked. So for Ferbsa to be coming in here as a sub and being able to perform on a Duelist where you do have to have a bit of that team play, I think for SAD Esports, I'm not sure exactly what their plans are for the future, but I hope Ferbsa's in them.
This definitely looks the most natural that they have looked in a while. That there's definitely just some inherent chemistry here. I believe Ferbsa is a player that Darkus plays with pretty often, like on some other mixed rosters and that kind of thing, playing like side tournaments, that kind of thing. So, you know, they have some familiarity with each other for sure. So I'm sure that helps, but it's nice to see them in a better position than we've seen them in recent weeks, trying to find their footing post Bob leaving the team, Zosel not being involved anymore. They're finally starting to get, you know, back to that level that we were seeing them at in stage 1. Maybe finally be able to get a win here. This was already their first map win that they've had this stage. They went 0-2-0-2 in the first 2 games.
Well, we're one map away to see if they can, in fact, get their first win here. Their first series win here in stage 2 of Challengers. And we're going to be sending that on over to BLIN. BLIN, they're going to be starting off on the defense. Mark's getting into this. I feel like this really could be anybody's game. We haven't seen BLIN coming out of SAD Esports here in stage 2. And already with what they've been showing us, I have no idea what to expect coming out from them.
I mean, just taking a look at stage 2 in general, like, even before we kind of got started in this, before we were kind of on broadcast, we were all kind of saying how sad it was. They were missing something, right? And it didn't seem like, unless they were able to figure that thing out, things were going to get even more messy for them. And, well, FERPSA coming in, that raised even more questions. But at this point, I think I'm a sad believer. I really liked what I saw coming out from this team on these previous 2 maps. And so, honestly, you know, we don't know. You're right. We don't know what to expect here on Bind, but with how things have been working out, I genuinely think that, you know, SAD have a real opportunity to close the series out on Bind.
That's where it gets dangerous, though, because I'm not coming after you for being a SAD believer, because I think after what we got to see in that map, that's totally valid. But that would make you a BLIN disbeliever, and that is all of a sudden where I have to kind of question what we're coming out here with. Because BLIN Esports, I mean, what they've gotten to show us so far, they're able to bounce back. They've shown us that before. Can they do it again? Or if it is going to be SAD Esports to get their first win. Our agent selects already. Let's head on over to Bind to find out.
Thank you, Sierra. One map to rule them all. And we find ourselves onto Bind. Agent select in front of us. And a little bit of a difference coming in here. Specifically, BLIN look like they're going to be locking in that Gecko.
SAD have changed up their comps since the last time they played Bind, which actually was against BLIN. It was the last time SAD had played with the Bob version of the roster. They beat BLIN on that map and lost the series. But since then, they switched up their comp. In the previous one, they had a Gecko. Now they've gone with the Cypher, which has seen some amount of play on the map in 2024. The Brim, pretty standard. They've got the Sky still as well, but that being the biggest change. So we'll see FERPSA back on the Sentinel. The agent he started the series off on.
And let's get right into things. Also, too, taking a look at BLIN's composition, not opting to bring any Sentinel in. I think if there's a map where this works, it is going to be a Bind, especially too with how the Viper kind of works. But given the most recent nerfs, I'm curious to see how viable that still is going to be. Already though, it's going to be aggression from BLIN outside of B long, but no one going to be found, so it slows the pace down a bit.
Now just that standard short wall up for SAD for the Viper. Darkest, they're going to work their way into the site, pushing really deep through lamps. Actually, they want to fight back site right now.
Absolute chaos happening here. Spaz able to find 2 with this classic, looking for more, but walks right into the barrel of Michael Skarn. And now Dip, just around the corner here. Teague with the jump and right click. Makes it almost look a little too easy. And just like that, it's a 1v2 scenario. Not an impossible scenario for Sieg. Swinging around this corner, spots out the first. 0 point back available. This is reload. Coburn getting a little bit closer. Paint shells used as a deterrent. Skarn seen just on the other side here. So Teague really taking their time. Slow and steady does win the race, but this is going to be favored for SAD. Spike getting plants down. Coburn isolated, but Skarn on the swing. Just like that, SAD will get that first pistol round.
Things were getting so sketchy on the site. That effort from SAD to push through lamps, fight back site while they had the, you know, those 2 standard smokes down, just trading out, but it really seemed like they were going to get the worst end of the exchange when they had taken so much damage. Their players were so weak. Coburg specifically, but he was still able to get 1 final kill at the end there from the bench position. It looked bad, but they were able to recover things, and now on to the anti-eco. Gonna get that fast fountain control. Watch for any potential hookah pushes from the defense side, but not going to come.
Poison's off.
Did both of those Viper orbs get placed one beside the other?
And yes, they did.
No information for the defense or the offense here on B-Long. Funny how that one works out. But Dizzy will get a lot of information here. At least making them aware of what's going on. A Trailblazer has to be expended. Try and clear a little bit more. So now SAD will be able to get up here, but if they so choose, they could just dip out the teleporter after that ult orb gets scooped.
Yeah, it would be a little scary because they don't have anyone playing towards Shower. They've made so much noise here. 4 players from BLIN have rotated to the B site now.
On C. Almost got there. Stay alive. Yeah, they're aware of that one. The swing comes through, but that just means the rest of the squad are going to be popping out from their corners. Like the beginning of the Lion King with all the heads coming out from all the different directions, and it's just absolute chaos. No one even able to get the spike here. It's so dire, so scrappy, and Goldberg can't even find a single person. It all collapses. BLIN somehow squeeze that one out, and oh, they get that eco.
SAD just did not leave themselves with any alternate options but go B. They didn't leave Ferbsa to control towards Shower, so yes, could they have teleported off? Sure, but it's still scary given that they don't have any information once they exit the TP. Are there going to be players in Shower? Could someone be watching the TP from, the opposite side, more towards the attacker spawn? So they end up just being forced to commit to B, but that's the only place they've made noise, so the entire defense is rotated there. Really unfortunate. Skarn has a hero rifle into this round, but that's really the only item that they have to get any kind of advantage here.
Orb gets used. The snakebite actually held onto. Thought for sure Spaz was going to deploy it as soon as all of that information was given, but actually holds on to it, so that is going to be another tool available to BLIN. Such a forward angle here from Hansi, but as soon as the guiding light happens, will just back off. It's slowed down yet again. Dizzy getting used. The SAD poise themselves, ready to explode onto this B site. BLIN just on the other side to get themselves set up, ready to crunch if that execute happens.
Versus worked up into Shower. He's got some good space here. Does reveal himself to Okeanos. The rest of the team trying to hit the gas now up short. They're going to be cut off by the Smalley. Nope, they're just trying to run straight past it.
Actually, Mike using the stim pack to just run out of there. Or at least stay alive for a second. Doesn't matter. SAD able to find the kills that they need. Okeanos denying quite a bit. A lot of damage kind of done thanks to that molly, but thankfully the overgrowth still available. The spike now getting planted. Dizzy tossed on top. Okeanos looking for a scrap. Spaz actually is able to find one kill. Denies the spike plant for a second. Coburg barely alive. Vulnerable as well, but spike will go down. Best efforts completely ruined, and SAD are ready to take this round right back. Spaz walking around this orb. Looking for an opportunity. Sparks out Darkest, able to find that first. And now looking for another. Drops the gun, actually. Only has now a pistol in hand. An excellent flick from Coburg. So aware, and the Thrifty comes right back.
Not the back-to-back Thrifties, please. They had one hero rifle. Somehow Darkest just found the perfect timing to pop out of a smoke on A to find a pick on the Teague backside with the classic. And things just got so disconnected once those site smokes came down. Mike was playing in front of one, but alone. The other player on site, I think it might have been Spaz, he was in the other smoke, just all so disconnected. None of the players helping each other, and SAD take full advantage of it. BLIN's economy isn't too boom, though. They've got a few rifles.
Ooh. For a second there, I was worried Oki wasn't going to be able to find that kill, but Ferbsa going down. Well, it tells SAD they have to pump the gas a little bit onto this B. A knife going to get utilized, though. Excellent smokes as Darkest able to find Monsi. Slows down just for a second.
Good timing on the nade. Double satchel in from Skarn to try and get some space for the team.
Down. One enemy remaining.
All right. Spike still not planted here. BLIN holding on to things. Spaz now in a 1v1 against Darkest, but HP pool so low. As SAD will get that third round, and wasn't the cleanest, but now Darkest only one away from getting the ultimate online.
Yeah, overall still decent enough execute. BLIN, though, managing to get this full buy up. Their economy has been in a pretty solid situation this entire time, just given that they won that second round eco and were able to carry over some weapons. This round looks like they want to go for some early shower control. But all of SAD right now just
Toxins going up.
focused towards B.
Camera used, gonna flush out Hookah. Skarn ready to engage. Showstopper gets pushed, almost got deep fried, but Fonzie ready for it, able to actually find two to even things out. And honestly, not bad at all because that means they got a couple of ultimates out of SAD.
We'll see. Wow, great nade. Darkus is going to try to get a hit online. Fast retake from BLIN.
Oh, press X to win right now. Okeanos using the Showstopper as well, not able to find anything. Would have been a great boon to track down that Viper. Now look at this, Dip getting into it, a little bit of a cheeky angle. Spike gets tapped. A little bit of spray from Darkest, hoping to find a target there. Ooh, Teague spots that one out. Oh, Dip trying to hit Teague, actually finds someone else in the middle of it. And suddenly it's just Ferbsa up against the world. Okeanos able to get that kill. The defuse will come through. BLIN able to get so many ultimates out of SAD.
Massive credit to Monsi. In that tough situation, 4-on-5, was able to get 2 anchoring the site to keep things even. And then off that, BLIN just with that swift pace back into the site, retaking with his Showstopper was really nice. 4 ultimates headed into this next round for them, an opportunity to start cobbling some rounds together, maybe get the lead here, at least tie things up with this significant gun advantage they have coming into the round.
Yeah, gun and ultimate advantage. I mean, like you said, so many ultimates online, might as well use a couple to secure that extra round. Spaz hanging out inside of it with a judge. As deadly as ever. Yeah, that's a lot of information just gained off of that one knife. 4 get tagged up, so SAD have to reconsider what they're doing here.
They've got that Viper's Pit to control Octagon, but it's possible SAD can just entirely circumvent it. Just try to deal with Monsi backside. Because if Spaz does have to push out of it, it will be awkward with just the judge.
Well, no harm, no foul. Thankfully, the orb was ready to go. Block that out for a second, and oh no, can't even get a flash off. Excellent timing there. Steak pops the null command, and yeah, this has just been SAD dancing to BLIN's tune. Finally. Nope, never mind. Thought it was finally going to get planted, but there's utility for days, so Coburg just wanting to play the game of Valorant right now, won't be given an opportunity. They'll decide to TP out and take their chances on this A site. Watch going to get utilized as well. They're going to be walking through it, yeah, right into a death trap. There's simply not enough time. Too much to play off of as BLIN completely shut this one down. Didn't even give a chance, and yeah, the poke out comes through, doesn't matter. Judge doesn't need to get value on this round.
It felt like every player on BLIN was able to buy up an extra, like 3 extra mollies. That was just every single molly was used in the perfect spot. The triple delay on the A plant, and like the mosh outside B into the orbital strike into the Viper molly. Just the most obnoxious round for SAD to have to play. But that was just an eco, so now they're going to be able to get onto that full buy. Seekers to play with coming into this one. BLIN gonna take early shower control for free.
When you put that in perspective, using all those ultimates when it was just an eco round, and not that too. I mean, you look at their composition, every single member of BLIN has a molly to utilize. So I have a feeling we're gonna see more of what we just saw in that last round.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, again, as you just said, they committed 3 ultimates to win that anti-eco. So SAD will take that as a victory in its own right.
I have the spike. Poison orb
Looks like
emitted.
SAD this time are just trying to get all those mollies out. At least with as little as they can. Once he gets spotted out there, we'll back off, get the dizzy. Guiding Light going to go through to get the information, but still pretty much a stalemate on this round so far.
Ferbsa just slowly working up, trying to clear all of these angles.
Paint shells. Excellent positioning. Catches Ferbsa, but thankfully the Seekers.
Oh!
Disgusting little headshot there. Darkest able to find one as well. And just like that, Sad, they storm in onto the site. Nice and easy for them. Spike now going down. And Teague actually able to walk in there and deny the spike plant. The pop flash just around the corner, but no kill to be found. And now Spaz with the judge in hand. Up against the world, the spike gets down in time. And this is going to be looking like maybe an impossible scenario. You see Skarn just on the other side here. Spaz might be able to pick up that one, but Wyatt, this round is all but over.
Yeah, just gonna grab that rifle, go for the save. These A-site executes have been pretty solid from Sad so far. Ferbs has been doing a really nice job controlling and fighting for showers on some of these rounds as well. Finding the nice timing on the fight versus Okeanos to get that opening. A big round win for Sad, a crucial one. Their economy hung in the balance there, and it's going to remain intact.
Now let's see what BLIN can kind of cook up heading into this next round. We'll be able to buy everything up there. And still also will have that Thrash online, as we do get to see BLIN now go for the timeout.
Yeah, definitely feeling some of the frustration, excuse me, from having to use all of those ultimates on the previous round. A lot of crucial tools expended, and that was all just to win an anti-eco. And now with their economy in a bad spot, definitely a lot to think about as to how they want to get back into this half.
At some point I have to wonder whether or not just using all those ultimates was a little bit of an intimidation factor, but unfortunately in the game of Valorant, intimidation not going to get you very far, so much needed timeout. Actually, very even, you know, just overall performances kind of coming in from BLIN, whereas on the side of Sad, Michael Skarn, or sorry, just Skarn now, has been doing an excellent job on this duelist position.
And we'll see what adjustments BLIN are going to attempt to make here. It looks like they want to pressure outside of Hookah early on. 3 players immediately trying to walk down while the Thrash is going through market. They wanted to go for some kind of crunch play there, pincer someone in the market area, but it doesn't end up working out. Skarn hears those players jumping back out of Hookah. Are they going to try to refight towards Octagon? No, just going to throw down the poison cloud.
Oh! Spaz finds Dip's head. Now Skarn trying to take the duel, but Okeanos wins that one out. Flushing everything back. Monsi just on the other side of the smoke against Ferbsa. Oh, Ferbsa just a bit quicker. Tapping the... Okay, Mike ready to trade that back, but Darkest will do you one better. Now, execute is going to be underway. They know that there's players in showers. Funneling the spike over here, potentially taking some space on the back with T going down. The call is, yeah, make your way out of there. Oh no, that's an instrumental pick. As the sneaky strategy goes completely undermined.
Oh, that would have been so cool. I mean, it was a good idea from Sad. Darkest just finds that pick, knows he can rotate to B. If Coburg hit that TP, they would have had the site for free. That would have been really cool. But now it's basically all but over for Darkest. Trying to crack this crossfire will be so difficult, but he gets a clean 1v1.
Does get the clean 1v1, but a much messier afterwards, thanks to that Viper Wall being deployed. And just like that, BLIN have now tied things up. Economy still not looking great, but still, they will take that round win.
Now economy in a tough spot for Sad. BLIN had a plan to win the round out of the timeout. The plan did not work, and then they still just ended up winning the round anyway. Played the rest of it well. Post that little attempt at the market crunch early on. Again, a lot of this early round shower fighting coming down to Okeanos pressing up early, fighting towards the orb, and Ferbs are trying to find timings to work back in. Oh. Good opening for Monsi.
Almost a drive-by at that point, and top of that too, the Dizzy will be able to get recovered. Scooped up really fast. Ferbs finding the timing though onto Mike. Okeanos aware now. Could be coming in onto the site. The trap wire setup immediately shut down here. As a showstopper available, not like this. Classic gunfire doing quite a bit of damage. Not able really to secure the kill. Spike all the way on B side, but if they decide to go through the teleporter, Okeanos will be guarding shower, and actually they kind of come through here instead. Monsi has to hold it down, able to find the camera, shuts down Coburg. The flood now coming through, Spaz holding on site as well. Trying to just slow things down, Oki going for the teleport, able to get the better half of Ferbsa. And now Darkus in a tough position, but is able to get one. Ultimate now online. This isn't completely unwinnable for Sad.
Definitely not. Has an opportunity to get the spike down, can drop this Viper's Pit. I mean, the main issue is just going to be if Okeanos gets that showstopper off. Could be a free kill. Darkus is just going to circumvent it entirely.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't even fully cover the spike. Darkus now in an excellent position, wrapped all the way around here, but spotted out now. The information is going to be given. Okeanos going to be tapping that spike. They jump out at the same time. Little bit of an interesting big brain play coming out from Darkus, but unfortunately it doesn't quite work out. At least they are able to get the showstopper out.
Yeah, that was a perfectly timed double swing. I did love the idea from Darkus, though. Almost caught the perfect timing with that long flank. The pit as the distraction to just fully run around to short. It was a cool idea. Just didn't end up working out.
And all things considered too, the fact that that was a little bit of a weird buy coming in from Sad, and they still were able to get so much value. It's not bad at all. These rounds are so tight between these two teams. Whoa. Oh,
great entry from Scar, and they're just going to go into this full site execute. They just have to deal with the showers control from BLIN here. Ferbs are going to try and go for a good backstab timing.
And now we're going to be seeing just all of the annoying mollies get played onto the field. Teague not able to find one. Showstopper now gets activated. Mike can't even find their own. Things just got a little bit weird as Ferbs are kind of moving up as well. A flank being set up right now by Monsi. But I don't know if this is going to be enough. Spaz going around, able to at least find one. Dips right back into the snow. Getting a little bit of spray through. Coburg extremely low HP as well. Has to very cautiously go down. The drop is going to be heard as well. Oh no, looking completely the wrong way. Coburg able to find it, and so Monsi not sure if they want to take the fight yet again. The economy wasn't looking fantastic for BLIN, so will opt to just back off and save that rifle.
And now Coburg with that orbital strike active late into the half will be pivotal. That brimstone utility in the post plants is just so obnoxious to deal with when you have the molly initially landing on the spike for a delay and then the orbital strike after it. So Sad will definitely be trying to set themselves up in a post plant position where Coburg can just play safe for the lineups and they can cover him.
And now as well, Coburg has that orbital strike online. Mike, though, one away from getting their own, and Teague as well, one away from getting a null command. So BLIN close to getting a lot of these key ultimates online, which could help them swing things back. If they lose this round, they will have them for the next at least. This time, a bit of a faster play here, not actually finding any value, and 0 Point gives a ton of information. So Sad will creep their way up, but I think BLIN are aware.
This is the furthest that BLIN really tried to push down showers. Ferbs has his eyes on it. Wow, team just gets caught close. And the Sad team just burst onto him. There's nothing he can do there. Ferbs with the neural theft. Mike is going to get exposed in showers now, too.
Ugh. Not going to be good here. Yeah, oh, okay, I don't think that's how you were expecting that one to go, but Mike able to find 2 at least. Makes it a bit more expensive, but yeah, sad. They clean up that round.
Before the switch.
Now there's only one more round in this half. BLIN now have 2 ultimates in their bank to potentially tie things up 6-6 in this half.
The A-site play has been really good from SAD. The executes have been working far more often than they've failed. And they've hit some nice timings, just knowing when to punish players. T getting totally caught out there. Early round. Pretty similar setup. Ferbsa pushes up towards A. He's going to put down a trip. Just trying to control that area. Mike with that early spray going to get the advantage for BLIN.
So unlucky, and that Stark is down too.
Smoke's down.
That wall no longer viable, but they've got smokes, thankfully, to be able to do something. Guiding Light gonna get popped there. Mike actually spots that one out, so we'll be potentially backing out. Teague's still alive. Null Command gonna be activated just in case the swing comes through. Second lease at life, aware that Ferbs is back here as well. Okeanos taps it, but it's an excellent little crunch that we see Sad do in showers. And now Mike, just on the other side of the sky smoke, waiting for it to go down, and Dip actually finds it, so yeah, no ultimate gonna be available. Monsi in a 1v3. Sorry, Spaz in a 1v3, and Sad don't even give an opportunity. Frag first gameplay, finding 7-5 in that half.
Again, their A-site play is just really immaculate. The players that are focused towards showers from BLIN are constantly feeling the weight of both sides collapsing in on them, with Ferbsa finding nice timings to work through shower, just make his presence known if necessary, so the players on site can actually go for the kills. It's really well done from them there. They've come into this second half with a round advantage, an opportunity now to get their first win of stage 2. It's by far the best opportunity they've had to do so of any of the 3 matches they've played.
You know, they've got to be feeling the nerves a bit, but this is when you have to lock in, especially once again, like we've been talking about. BLIN have been on a little bit of a hot streak, so for Sad to kind of come in here and do this to BLIN when they've been on the up and up, just insanity. Might throw this whole splits in a different, understanding,
God.
But Dip just through the smoke will find 2 headshots, as a lot of entry power has now been removed from BLIN's roster.
Yeah, it may just be destined that Sad get their first win here when those shots are connecting. Monsi gets spotted out.
Poison's off.
In lamps. And Sad don't need to overplay anything right now. They can just let BLIN have the site, play for a full retake. All right, they know Monsi teleported off. They know they can go for this big, 5 versus 3 retake rather on B, and it should be quite easy.
Have the wingman go through. Nothing really spotted out there. The overgrowth making sure everyone on Sad is full HP. Now the retake going to be happening. 3 from Hookah, 2 from Spawn. See Darkest get a couple of those right clicks. Toss down the snakebite as Teague still just hanging out inside of everything. Slow and steady, but now it's going to be happening. An excellent little pop flash there, catching 2 off guard. It's going to be a trade, but now Sad start to rack up the kill count. And yeah, they've got more than enough bodies. Sure, it was even trades across, but nice and easy. Sad find 8.
They are in prime position now to close this game out. Much thanks to Dip, who just decided to click a mouse 1, looking at a smoke, getting 2 kills. It's pretty helpful.
I still can't believe that happened. Like, just to start things off. Oh man, that's gotta feel bad for BLIN.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. Skarna's picked up the Outlaw now, which we really haven't seen a whole lot of today, which is kind of surprising, because actually Sad were one of the teams in Stage 1 that were buying it a ton. It was usually Darkest, but regardless, he's going to take that position top truck to offer up some angles onto short, but angles that are nullified when the wall is up from the Viper.
Ooh. Cheeky there, but works out perfectly for BLIN. Darkest able to get that Bulldog back, but still an excellent little play. Monsi finds that first kill, and now they're wrapping their way around to be long, taking quite a bit of space. Bullets being traded, but probably not aggressing. Just scoop up what they can before the actual site execute happens. Viper's wall comes up as well. Looking for an opportunity, but nothing just quite yet, Wyatt.
Here comes that util to get into the B site. Darkus just needs to keep control of Hookah here, not throw his life away. He can play this relatively safe. He just needs to wait for the rest of his teammates to get there. It's a great position for him to be in to hold, but he can't go down.
Oh, Spaz coming out, making sure that that was not lost. Actually, too, picks up the Phantom. A little bit of a weapon upgrade. Now 3v4 under this retake. Sad. Starting to make their way in. Oki in the back. Able to find Skarn, dropping the Outlaw. And look at this, Sad. They make the call. It's simply not worth it. They have to back off. They invested so heavily into this round, so they will just try and save their weapons as, hey, guess what, Wyatt? Another eco.
Yeah, I was praying we would just get a clean anti-eco, but no. We will simply never get one of those in this game. I mean, that's both pistols instantly thrifted on this map. That is just ridiculous.
All right, let's place our bets now. We think we're going to see another eco on this round.
Let's see. What are SAD going to buy up here? What's going on? Are they going to force any sheriffs? What are we doing? Or are we just going to keep... actually, yeah, they're not really in position to buy anything with the money they have right now, so just going to be the Bulldog and the Spectre. I'm going to say they don't get a thrifty win here. I think BLIN are just going to win this round.
I'm with you on that one, but I'm holding judgment until we actually see how this round plays out. Never say never. And already, SAD getting ready to be very aggressive out there. Mike, able to catch that one, and yeah, they all just shuffle back. It's like watching a group of ants swarm over a little bit of sugar on the ground.
Mike, please.
All going through.
Mike,
and...
I'm begging you don't go down right here.
Oh, getting close then.
Oh, Mike, please.
This is not looking good.
The classics are better than the rifles in this match, I swear.
That's going to be the rifle recovered. As we're potentially looking for another eco round here. Ferbsa didn't get spotted out by Dizzy. One Way does get set up here. As BLIN able to at least find Ferb. And now BLIN will be able to get themselves on the site. That's going to be going down here. Okay, Darkus finds one. Darkus looking for the swing around here. Spaz, this is going to be instrumental. Just misses the timing as Dip walks out instead and immediately falls. 3v3 on the scenario. The Molly gets let loose. Sad looking for it. Immediately shut down by Spaz. And it's going back and forth and down to a 1v2. Darkest gets it to half now. Walking out of the cloud. Looking around, able to spot one out there. Almost gets the pick onto Spaz. Gonna take this Viper duel. Able to find that one. Potentially finding the ace now. Nancy just has to be careful. Poking around the corner, but the timing is just gonna be so annoying to watch. As yeah, okay, you were right. No eco this time around.
I mean, barely. Actually, barely. Still did a ton of damage to BLIN. It is just impossible on this map to retake when the spike is planted backside and you have someone in heaven. It never happens. Like it's just so difficult. So even though it gets that close, Monsi is just in the easiest position to win that round out.
Here.
Keeps BLIN's economy relatively honest though, but you know, they still obviously get such a massive advantage from the fact that they won the previous Thrifty and picked up so many free weapons.
Honestly, it just is unbelievable how much value we've seen out of these eco rounds, but yeah, now we get some good old honest Valorant. They've taken a little bit of damage just off of that mosh. Now BLIN get themselves set up outside of A and we'll walk up with that down. Stim gonna get released here. Yeah, they fled onto the site. Should be able to get the spike down.
Oh, Wingman just barely getting broken, but Darkus sacrifices his life to do so. Not going to end up being worth it.
Oh, Teague almost fallen down as well. Oh, Ferbsa in such a good position, but not able to find that much. Now Spaz watching the back here. Finds Skarn. Goes for a little bit of a different angle as Dip just on the other side of this. Dip will find that. And Dip actually finds a little bit more. Teague falling as well. Now walking in, but Okeanos going to be good for it. Mike, a little bit of a redemption after losing against the Classic, now in a 1v2. Ferbsa has done a lot, but this is a tall order. Gonna be walking around there, and Mike shuts it down, goes for the crouch. 8 HP left, but BLIN tie up the series again.
So far, both of these teams have done a really nice job playing the A site on their attacks. Both of them setting up nicely in the post plant. That punish onto Darkus was huge, though, while he was committing to breaking the wingman. Being able to use that as an inadvertent piece of bait to actually find their opening in the man advantage, find that 5v4. Let's put Sad onto the eco now. Okeanos has actually picked up the attacking outlaw, just knowing that everybody would be relegated to light armors, so just a heads up buy from him.
And honestly, too, ooh, Okeanos has looked good with sniper rifles, and like you said, just a one-shot, one kill. You know you're going to be feeling that. Already, though, a little bit more aggression from Sad now. So go exploring, and Mike, uh-oh, on the other side of these pistols, but this time Spaz on the back. This Mike is able to find Skarn as well. Showstopper was available, but no longer in this round. Okay, doesn't look like any ecoing going to be happening this time.
Poison's off.
Surely not. Surely they don't walk into Ferbs' Cypher setup and he just starts one-tapping everybody. No, okay, it's definitely not going to happen. Spaz just cracked them open.
Oh, okay, yeah, we're good. All right, yeah, everything is fine. Okay, almost with the shorty, able to find one. And yeah, that spike will go down. No need to throw any salt over my shoulder to prevent any curses happening here, but with that, Ferbsa in a 1v5, and at this point, yeah, it's just going to be BLIN trying to get that ultimate orb.
It's just been such a back and forth series, back and forth map. Oh, a shot from Ferbsa. These teams just neck and neck.
Honestly, too, just at the end there, I'm not sure if you saw that, but that was a sick flick from Ferbsa. Just up, immediately shoots the Dizzy, crosshair ready for the Gecko to push through. Like, that was lightning fast.
It's definitely got some sick aim. I mean, not a player that I've ever heard of, ever watched before. So at least for me, this is a pretty nasty debut for him. Just stepping into the role on the team, his first match with Sad and performing at this level. Dropped 29 for 11, playing the Yoru on the last map. It's just been so impressive.
Honestly, yeah, Ferbsa has been making their way around kind of that lower tier scene, and it is really nice now to see Sad give Ferbsa that chance. And moving forwards, I 100% think that Sad are going to try and lock Ferbsa into the roster, because if you can contend like this against one of the best teams in Challengers right now, or at least the team that's been kind of popping off, then this could be that Sad revival that we've been expecting in this split too.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, after he drops 29 on Yoru, you gotta start penning up the contract immediately. You gotta get it ready. The DocuSign has to be in his email immediately.
The Sad legal team will be reaching out to Ferbsa very promptly.
This is going to be a massive round, though. A lot of ultimates in play for both sides at the moment. Sad's economy hanging in the balance, so there's no reason for both teams to not expend as many ultimates as they, reasonably can, given what situations they find themselves in. Okeanos going to be the first with a showstopper. Huge damage onto Skarn. Going to try to use his right back.
For it. Oh, okay. At least it's a trade, so sure, 2 showstoppers out, 2 raises down. And actually, Darkus just catches the top of somebody's head there. Not finding that kill. Oh, Ferbsa, as deadly as ever. Monty going down in the back line. Yeah, the Viper Spit going to be deployed. Just throw everything at the kitchen sink and try to win out this round. Still, 2 ultimates available. Yeah, we're seeing the Seekers come out first. Darkest might decide to use their own Viper's Pit if necessary here, but flushing things out. Darkest able to find Teague. Meanwhile, Mike able to find one as Ursa is able to go again, and yeah, BLIN now just using everything that they can. So many ultimates expended, and yet Sad still come out on top, and Darkest still have that Viper's Pit available for this next round.
The Seekers were so impactful there, just allowing Darkest to perfectly navigate through the pit. Was able to catch out Teague because of it. And there goes every single ult in play, damn near. Just 1 remaining, 6 were used. The most important round of the game so far for Sad to win, and they do it. Their economy was on the line. It remains intact. They expend all of the ultimates, tie the game up. No doubt the most crucial round that has been played in the game so far, and they take it.
0 point getting tossed up right off the bat. Yeah, at least they know that Showers is going to be clear. Giannis leading the charge. Tosses down the Boombot. As yeah, Darkest now going to invest that Viper's Pit. The one that remained gets expended, so Monty will just go for that ultimate orb. They just pick it off, and understanding they flushed out quite a bit of utility, will try to re-aggress over closer to B, because Spaz has at least taken Hookah.
Coburg just back here jump spotting. Oh, might have just seen Spaz. Not entirely sure. It would have been just a pixel of him crossing. All right, Dip is hearing a lot of footsteps. He knows he needs to just get out of there and stay alive. Molly down from Coburg to delay. Taking a bit of spam, but not gonna fall just yet.
Smokes. We stop the push for now. Flashes. Guiding Light gonna get utilized as well. Okeanos from up top. Perched like a gargoyle on top of that area. Make sure that no one else can be found here, but as soon as I say that, Scarred and Darkest are able to find 2. Scrappy as ever. Uh-oh, caught in the reload. Monty has to win that duel. Will do just that. Now it's up to Furpsa, the new person for Sad in a 1v2. Is going to try and take this challenge. This is definitely winnable right now.
1 enemy remaining.
Oh,
wow,
finds that
just
first.
a free kill entirely. Monty's trying to reposition right now.
Furpsa. 12 bullets left in the rifle. Oh, the timing. As soon as Monty walked out, just on the other side, Furpsa tapping the spike. Thinks it might be in Hookah. Doesn't realize it's just underneath, and Monty. A bit of ring around the rosy happening around there, but we'll win that out as BLIN find double digits.
That was really smart from Monty to take that opportunity with Mike going down, now knowing where Furpsa was going to be coming from to reposition into the site. Put himself in a position where, you know, Furpsa would be least likely to expect him to be coming from, which was on the site itself, so heads up there. Sad's economy now put into a pretty bad spot. Couple stingers, couple sheriffs try and make a miracle happen. And it would not be the first Thrifty we've seen in this game, so would not be too surprising if they win here.
We're not making any promises one way or another. The flood through off the Trailblazer is going to be good. Okay, all right. Yeah, that's why we don't promise anything. Things are working out pretty darn well here, Mike. Now just on the other side of it, spots out 2 at least. The spike so far away.
Player standing.
Oh no, it's happening again. They all just rush in, and yeah, Sad. They find a Thrifty round as they just completely overwhelm BLIN.
Listen, I'll take that. That Thrifty, though, I will accept. It wasn't just some random jumping around with the classic nonsense that we've been seeing so far. That was just actually a nice shower crunch bait setup that they went for. So I'll give that one to them because it was an actual good setup. A nice trap play set on BLIN that works to perfection. They carry over 4 rifles, and now suddenly it's BLIN on the back foot economically. 5 stingers.
A little bit of information. Just stood there. The flash is going to be good. Okeanos going to be flying into the back of the site. Just misses Darkest inside of here as Darkest has to swing around. But yeah, that Stinger's really effective close range. Going to be ultimates now being popped left, right, and center. And yeah, Skarn able to at least clean one out. And it's going to be hopping around here. Skarn's still good for it, but T actually finds a spray down. And Thrifty for Thrifty potentially, as we do see, it's down to a 2v2. As right now, SAD are completely split up.
Yeah, they are miles away from each other, but Coburg might be in the perfect position here. Not sure if BLIN really expects someone to be coming from B long, given the context of what's happened in the round so far. Coburg
Enemy remaining.
out there so quickly.
One enemy remaining.
1v1 now. Teague up against Ferbsa. Spike really ticking down, so Teague really just has to play this time here. Up around the corner, tries to go for the spray, misses. He's able to get around the corner before the rifle comes back out, but Ferbsa shut down. BLIN at 11.
And we're Thrifty for Thrifty. But that one, again, I really do like how BLIN played the round, though. They have that early 0-point lineup that lands on Octagon. It connects with two players, so they feel like, all right, we can just accelerate out of hookah and get behind these players in Octagon through the site, try and crunch them. And so they were able to just get so deep into back B, where Darkest happened to be as well, but then he's just so overwhelmed. I like the decision there from them a lot. It was a really nice fast play on the fly.
Already the early utility being used. Skarn up top has this in mind. Okay, Showstopper going to be popped right now. And yeah, null command as well, just to secure this site. Oh, Ferbsa not able to find anything. It's so confusing through the smoke, but Skarn a close range op shot. Do enough damage onto Mike. Spike goes down. It is going to be the null command shutting down, but Skarn just completely overwhelmed. And now BLIN are just styling on SAD. SAD continue to move in here. Down to this 2v4 scenario. Coburg, the last person left standing, and BLIN, they're ready to send him home.
That was
Match point.
very nice from BLIN. I was also so confused for a second because did Spaz just like jump swing onto Skarn, who was flashed but connected a bullet in midair, or am I just, or is the jet lag getting to me? I'm not sure which one it was, but that looked kind of ridiculous. BLIN with a great A execute, continuing the narrative of both teams playing extremely well on A during their attack sides. SAD now taking this time out on the cusp of losing what has been such a close game, what has been their closest opportunity to winning a match in Stage 2. At the moment, they are 0-2, and until this series, they hadn't won a map. In Sunset, they lost in OT, and if they lose again this close on buy, that's just going to be gutting for them.
Yeah, at that point too, like, you know, the fact that they're making it this far already against BLIN, if they lose this, the mental boom, to reset yourselves yet again for the next week. I mean, we talked about it before. We're seeing excellent stuff coming out from SAD, but they need to stick the landing, especially as we get further and further into the split, because time is starting to run out for this team, Wyatt.
SAD have spent every dollar they've got, and it really hasn't gotten them too far. There's two Sheriffs, a Stinger, a Guardian, and a Vandal. Dip may be able to get close to the Seekers into this round, but far more important is the fact that Mike is just one orb away from getting his Brimstone ultimate. So if they can, you know, maybe work him into showers, get that orb, have a Molly and the orbital strike for the post plant, that's more than enough to get them over the finish line.
Actually, they've completely taken that shower's control. The Brimstone not really close by, interestingly enough, so it doesn't look like the orb right now is the priority for BLIN. Just really playing it slow right now. Skarn being the first to potentially take contact against Mike. Does have a Guardian, so just looking for headshot. Wow, that was almost a collateral just for a second, but thankfully we're still up. Mike will be able to potentially get that final ultimate orb for that orbital strike if they get the plant.
And they're just trying to silently contact in. The camera is getting information. Spots all three out now.
And look at this flank. Coburg in an excellent position. T doesn't even expect that one coming. Mike at least able to trade out one. Darkest now. Could be going through it. The chase is underway. Walking out here, and yeah, the Stinger gonna be doing just fine. Oh no, Coburg finds Oki as well. Now Spaz suddenly in this 1v3 scenario. It's not looking good. Still is winnable, but it will require a lot.
Neural Theft gonna be popped just to get every little advantage so they don't lose this 3v1, so they stay in the game.
Neural Theft going to expire now.
Poison orb emitting.
Orb gets emitted. Spotted up top. Darkest goes down, but Ferbs are ready for the trade. Sad. They pull it back. They just need one more round to force this OT.
So many little aggressive plays there from Sad paying off. That walk down from the two players in B all the way through Market. Darkest just feeling confident that BLIN wouldn't be expecting someone behind them so fast in the teleport. Able to catch this kill onto Mike. That was super nice. And then Coburg immediately picks up the angle, expecting someone to then chase Darkest through, catches Oki. A bunch of little individual plays that culminate in a round win to keep Sad in it. One away from bringing this to OT. BLIN on the cusp of getting the series win.
You can feel the tension in the air right now. Paint Shell's already expended. Is he gonna get utilized as well? Skarn up top, not able to guarantee a kill. Darkest can't find one either. Not an excellent start for this round for Sad. Finally, Wingman gonna be moving in there. Going to get that plant underway. Boombot goes through, but doesn't matter. Skarn already taken down. Teague just going for the pop flash, make sure everything is nice and clear. 3v5 on this, and Mike also has that orbital strike available. Already the Seeker's coming through as well. Gives that information as to where they are. Monsi going down. And Orbital Strike going to get utilized as well, just to zone things out. Ferbsa against the world. 1v4 scenario to keep Sad in this. It might just be a too tall of an order for the new player on Sad. Taking that first duel, loses it. Okeanos shuts it down. BLIN, they win the series against Sad.
And just gutting for Sad Esports, who were on the cusp of winning their first game in Stage 2, playing with Ferbsa, their new recruit. It was so close. But at the end of the day, it's just BLIN being this fundamentally solid team that have earned their way into Challengers, winning the relegation tournament several weeks ago, getting that big win against M80 last week, and second now against Sad. They have just been such a quality team here in Challengers, more than deserving of the spot that they earned.
Absolutely. And now, Sierra, what do you think about this matchup? BLIN, they walk away with that victory.
I mean, I do have to agree with the heartbreaking for Sad, but they put up a fight. I mean, this is a BLIN Esports last week, 2-0 to M80, and this was something that went to all three maps. We got a bind that almost went into overtime. This was, this was a really, really good fight. And even if Sad Esports fans out there, walking away with a win would have been nice. I'm really glad at this point, Wyatt, to see a Sad Esports with some more life to them, because we've seen that they have this potential and things looked worrisome. But I think this look against a BLIN Esports, that's actually a really strong team in this. I think it's going to be okay.
Yeah, definitely. I would love to see Ferbsa stick with this team and see what they can do over the next couple weeks. I mean, their schedule does not get any easier. Next week, they're going up against Moist Shopify. They have QOR after that. But regardless, I mean, I would like to see them stay on the same path here. Ferbsa was clearly a good addition. See how much they can improve. See how much they can take the fight to MXS next week. But yeah, definitely feeling for them after that game. I mean, they win Split, they lose Sunset in OT, they lose this map 13-11. It just really doesn't get any closer than that in a loss. So that is just so tough for them, but still, impressive nonetheless.
And I mean, we have to talk about BLIN and this impressive run that they've had so far in Challengers, because now they're still undefeated. They're currently 3-0 in the league. I mean, Marks, to see this from this collegiate team, it's been really nice to see just on what level of competing they are at.
I'm just gonna say this, that it is so awesome to see so many of these. Like, this brings more recognition to the collegiate scene in general, and to see BLIN really just start to take off and just look so well coordinated. We highlighted Okeanos at the beginning there, but like, you could see in that matchup just how much support and how good these other players are. So honestly, it is really exciting to see BLIN be this dominant force in Challengers as they are right now.
And you're talking about Okeanos? Well, I got good news. He's on the line for an interview now. So let's head on over to that and get a couple of words from Star Duelist here. Congratulations. BLIN Esports now 3-0 in Challengers. How does it feel to be undefeated in a league like this?
I think we're actually 2-1. We lost week 1 to Sheriff on TSM, but it still feels good.
Yeah.
No worries about it. It still feels good. Again, I don't think people see us as like this team that goes through Premier, but I think before during even the first split, people knew that we should have been in the league, and so I think we're just proving ourselves week by week with our resilience as well.
It has been awesome to see, because especially too coming from the promotion relegation tournament, nobody quite knew what BLIN Esports would be able to do against these teams. So it's been really, really awesome. But to touch on this series today, I want to first talk about the first map, because we saw BLIN take it to Sunset, which is actually a pretty strong map here for SAD Esports.
Yeah.
And it was a map that actually went really, really far. Did you think that maybe that could have been a mistake going into this?
Going into this match, we knew one of their first bans was definitely going to be Breeze because of our showing against TSM and M80. So we knew we just prepped this week going in with the thought of that. We are really comfortable on Sunset. I think during the first even open qualifier and relegation tournament, we played that map countless times, and this is like the first time we're playing it this split. But I wouldn't call it a mistake. They played it well. We played it well. It just comes down to Valorant, and small mistakes can cost you the game, and they made more mistakes than us.
I mean, being able to grab it in the end was good, because when we headed on over to our second map of Split, SAD Esports definitely bringing out a fun comp here. It was something that they have played before, but with a sub today and kind of mixed results. I know I wasn't sure if they're going to be running it back. How prepared were you for this Yoru deadlock, or was it still something that have yet to quite break through?
It's something we haven't really had much time to look at. Our warm-up scrim did indeed run their comp like randomly, but it's still something weird that you know, not a lot of people are playing. So getting these match reps are super inefficient. Also, VODing them from last week, they played a completely different Yoru player. Like, first shows up, drops 30 in my head, goes map 3. Like, that's just we can't do like anything about that, right? So it's just we knew, even if we did win or lose that map, we knew we were just taking home map 3. So regardless of like what gimmicks they throw at us, we still know we're the better team at the end of the day.
Hey, I mean, I'm glad we got to see a third map, and I'm glad that we got to see that play out, because it was definitely a lot of fun here. And congratulations again on this series. Next week, you're going up against a tough team, going up against Turtle Troop. What are your thoughts on this match?
I'm excited to play that match again. Last time we came down to OT on bind, and I don't know, hopefully we fixed up on all of our mistakes we made back then, that we were like an older and experienced team, but now we know what it feels like, you know, to come back and, you know, just fighting out these rounds, because like this stuff isn't easy. So, you know, nothing's given.
I mean, definitely looking forward to that rematch. So we got a treat ahead of us. Thank you so much for chatting. I'll let you get on with your night. Congrats again. All right.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you. As for us, our wrap is wrapping up, but we got to bring our casters back one last time to kind of be closing out the day. Marks, I got to say, your face reaction in the background that you still haven't given context for, I feel like that's how I'm feeling to see BLIN face off against Turtle Troop going on next week.
I mean, obviously, if you know the history behind Challengers, it adds just a little bit more of that backstory there. And you can kind of tell based off that interview exactly some of the sentiment that might be going on. But once again, both of these teams look really darn good. And I mean, the showing that we saw today from Turtle Troop, where they looked a little bit scattered, it introduces the possibility that, yeah, BLIN could really take that series against them, and that could be huge.
It's a good time to be a Valorant fan watching Challengers, let me tell you what. And of course, this is only the first day of the week. There's still a lot of Valorant up ahead. Pulling up the schedule that we have going on for the rest of the week. Tomorrow, it's going to be TSM going up against Fluffy Aimers, followed by Winthrop University and MXS. Wyatt, it's going to be a great day.
Yeah, for sure. The one on screen right now, the M80 QOR, that one I'm particularly interested in for, what is that, Friday? I mean, that game, I want to see if M80 can bounce back. And also QOR, they have had some really close games. I mean, they didn't get a win yet this season, but their game against Turtle Troop was super close. They totally blew them out on Sunset. So definitely interested to see if they have what it takes to get that upset win, if M80 will, yeah, bounce back from, I mean, maybe the most unexpected loss they've had all year. I mean, not even maybe, definitely. So that'll be interesting to see.
It'll be a lot of fun. We definitely have not been short of upset so far in Challengers, so you want to make sure you're tuning in because anything can happen. But that's unfortunately it for today. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in. Thank you for everyone who worked so hard on the show. And Marks, thank you so much for joining us today. And of course, thank you for Wyatt for being awesome as always. Make sure to be tuning back in tomorrow for some more Valorant Challengers. We'll see you then.
Seconds.